Hey everyone, welcome to the newest entry from Runner's Digest. I'm Steve Holden, and this week we're going to look at how you can get out and enjoy the beautiful running trails around you, while avoiding painful blisters on your toes and heels. It's a technique for lacing up your running shoes called the runner's loop. Let's take a look. You begin lacing your shoes normally until you reach the topmost eyelet. Once you have fed the lace through the second highest eyelet, you pass it back through the highest eyelet on the same side. Pull the lace through the top eyelet until you form a loop on the outside edge of the shoe. With loops formed on both sides, feed each lace through the loop on the opposite side. From here, cinch the laces tightly and tie them using your standard knot. With a runner's loop in place on each side of your shoe, your heel will now stay firmly planted in the heel cup, preventing your toes from sliding forward into the front of your shoe and causing blisters.
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial on the runner's knot. I featured my current pair of running shoes towards the end of that video, but I thought it would be fun to look at some of the other gear I mentioned during the podcast episode. So here's the first pair of shoes I talked about, the ones I was running in before buying dedicated running shoes. And I think they were probably on their last legs, even before I started running in them. You can see there's some ripping here in the upper. The sole is starting to peel away a bit here, and the tread on the bottom is pretty shot. You'll definitely want to replace your shoes long before they start looking like this. Right here is the first pair of actual running shoes I ever got, and they definitely have a lot of sentimental value for me, being the first ones that I really logged some serious miles in. They're a road running shoe. So in terms of the three foot types we talked about on the podcast, pronate, supinate, and neutral, these are for a neutral runner. Compared to the previous pair we saw, they definitely look to be in a lot better shape, but they were approaching that 300-mile mark that we talked about as being the early cutoff for replacing a pair of running shoes. And it was noticeable that the sole on the shoe just didn't have the same life in it that it did at the start. And then this is my current pair of running shoes. They're the ones I bought to replace that first pair. They've been really great for me so far, also closing in on the 300-mile mark, so we'll see how they hold up. These are my trail running shoe. You can see, compared to the road running shoe, it's a little higher ankle. The biggest difference is definitely in the sole. These have a thicker sole, more cushioning, and big difference here in the traction pattern. You can see the trail runner has a much more aggressive and deeper tread to really give you that increased traction on rough terrain. And then in terms of the hats I talked about, this one right here is the new and improved sweat wicking UV resistant one that I picked up. And right here is his tired older cousin, who is definitely a little worse for the wear. He's been through some adventures. Thanks guys for taking a little tour of the shoe closet.
Thanks for watching everyone. Be sure to tune in next week for more tips on how to get the most out of your runs.